There's the risk and the real danger of a world recession next year. The advanced economies are slowing in Europe, and so we'll see where it goes into next year. But the currency depreciation means that the debt levels for the developing countries are getting more and more burdensome. The rise in interest rates puts added weight on it, and inflation is still a major problem for everyone, but especially for the poor.
Perhaps is a fundamental shift from the world of the last decades that was relatively predictable. We have calculated that about 1/3 equivalent of the world economy would have at least 2 consecutive quarters of negative growth this year, next year, and that the total amount that would be wiped out by the slowdown of the world economy is going to be, between now and 2026, $4 trillion. This is the size of Germany GDP gone.
Limited amounts of debt that they can issue even during a crisis or apart from a crisis. Because as the governments do that,
we are seeing slowdown in all 3 key economies of the world. Eurozone, because primarily of gas prices shooting up. China, because of COVID disruptions and the volatility of the housing sector. We see a very significant problem in China dragging down growth. And in the United States, still very strong labor market, but also losing a bit of momentum because interest rates are starting to bite. I want to be very clear on this. It is bad to have inflation, but we will survive as humanity. And it's very bad to have recessions. It would affect people horribly, especially poor people, but we can survive it as humanity. We cannot survive an unabated climate crisis. So mobilizing today for a more resilient tomorrow is exactly what we should do.
The World Bank has a lot of the key trust funds that are making available global resources into the climate space. We're launching right now one called SCALE, which is Sustainable Climate Action, that will be a major conduit for the world putting money into the climate space. Because one of the big challenges has been to have projects that are really impactful.